Ooh, ooh. All right, all right, all right. How are we feeling tonight, y'all? Yes, I'm loving the energy. Welcome to our friends in the back. Welcome. My name is Genesis B. Real name, no gimmicks. That's what my parents named me. I was born of a white Catholic Wisconsin woman and a black Baptist Mississippi man. Met in the military, and I was birthed. So I'm a rapper and activist from Mississippi. Part of my work in Mississippi is healing sessions, racial healing sessions, reaching out to my fellow millennials, neo Confederates, Trump supporting millennials, bringing them to the table with descendants of slaves, descendants of civil rights activists, just getting offline for a second to talk to each other, to humanize the issue. The issue in Mississippi, if you're not familiar, is the Confederate emblem is still in our state flag. So that, of course, has a lot of tension, especially amongst young people. So the things that we see online, the debating, the name calling, this, that, and the other, I just got tired of it. And I said, can we just meet in person? And we started taping some of these healing sessions, and it's a very beautiful thing, because at first I used to think of them as my opponents, my enemies. No, you're not my enemy. You're my future collaborator. That's what they don't want to happen, right? Like, when I say they, I don't mean Trump administration. I don't mean Democratic elite. I mean those who actually have money to lose if we were to come together and fight for the common good of our children. There's money to be lost in that. There's a reason why division is perpetuated. I just refuse. I mean, I'm fairly young, but I just got to a point in my life where it's like I don't want to be a part of the division. So I went and I got with my millennial people who thought the flag should fly. And of course, I don't think the flag should fly because of like generational trauma in my family. And we started to do community work together. You get what I mean? So there's a documentary out about our work. It's called White Supremacy, Confederate Pride, and My State Flag. And you can kind of see what we're trying to do as young people, because America is just at a point where the division is just out of control. It's going to come to violence. It has come to violence. And nothing's going to come from that except more violence. I don't want my child to grow up in that. I know you don't want your child to grow up in that. So I wrote a poem. This is simply, so I'm an artist, and I'm very sensitive about my art, of course, most artists are. But these are my observations from my family history and growing up and having white family whom I love. Some of my white family are Trump supporters. Some of my white family, never grew up around black people or brown people. And when I would go visit them, they would be like, "Oh, you're the only brown person I know," and you're my family. But we just live separately here in America, although, we are a melting pot, but there's just so much division. And I'm just trying to do my small, humble part to just not perpetuate that. And that's what I would ask people in the crowd. We all look to leaders to kind of guide us, but we can't hold our leaders to a moral standard that we're not willing to mirror. So, so in what ways are we perpetuating unconscious bias and hatred and bigotry? And all of us, we all do it. Even I do it. And I grew up in a multi-faith household. I grew up reading the gospel, the Torah, and the Quran. My mother is white, my father is black. I'm a queer woman of color growing up in the deep South, like, trust me. And even I have bias. So I have to check myself every day of how am I perpetuating this? I'm not adding to the beautiful American spirit, the country that I know, if I'm perpetuating violence and bigotry and hatred. Thank you. Before I read this poem, I just wanted to invite one of my future potential collaborators, one on stage, to just embrace me. Will any of you be willing to just embrace me? Yeah, come on up. What's your name? Ben, you're from Fresno? Yeah.
Oh, totally. I love it. I love it. We need this.
Can we connect afterwards?
Yeah, of course.
Let's connect. I'll give you my
Absolutely.
card. I would just like to hear where you're coming from and share where I'm coming from.
Absolutely.
All right.
Bless you.
Nice to meet you,
I
Ben.
disagree with a lot of what you guys are talking about, but God bless you.
Yes. Thank you for allowing us to come to your city. Mississippi is a microcosm of a nation. Police exoneration and mass incarceration. Black and brown bodies a commodity. Mothers separated from babies, border policy, quoting Bibles and false prophecy. Our White House is painted in the Klan's ideology. Our leadership is exploiting white poverty, keeping us separate and divided. Gay versus straight, white versus black, based off of fear and far from the facts. See, I hail from a state called the muddy Mississippi. Our state flag flies the stars and bars, praising a brutal history. It flies in front of schools and in my judge's court, sending a clear message to us, our lives are not important. You see, my dad was only 5 when the Klan drive by, buzzed bullets into his house with 6 children inside. On the back of a truck, a Confederate flag flying high. And these are the truths you choose to deny. See, Mississippi, like America, eats your child and mine. The white supremacist lies, a victim of your own design. You forfeited your humanity in order to deny mine. See, Mississippi is a microcosm of a nation that gaslights this generation. Where I'm from, children walk across stages at their own graduation with the racist symbol waving, and just a display is saying that we are forgotten and forsaken and disrespected on the daily. Decades of discrimination, lynchings, and devastation. See, white supremacy is a lie. Some have accepted it. A Confederate curse you inherited. Bigotry is blinding, and your fear of the other has blocked your own blessings from your sisters and brothers. Outrage, fatigue, I'm screaming I can't breathe. From the top it trickles down to our judges and police. See, the illusion of freedom is far more dangerous than any jail cell or cramped cages. Yes, Mississippi is a microcosm of my nation, where cowards replace white sheets with fake avatars, repeating their parents' folklore, tooth fairy Santa Claus. History's whitewashed. Google black codes and bylaws. In the comment section, sound off. See, Mississippi is a microcosm of a country that always needed me but never wanted me. My melanin and skin is a sin sentenced to build your economy. Pack the prisons, fill the quota, make us felons, never voters. Travel bans and deportation, kill the cops, no resignations, just federal indictments and mock trials. See, my heart bleeds as the billboard reads, "Make America white again," as my favorite rapper concedes, making me question everything that I believe. And still I love America, because I have hope. Some choose to jump ship, some steer the boat. See, I know that love and humanity lives in the smile of every child, in the heart of every kid. So be brave enough to break the curse. We need you at the polls, out in droves, fighting against the bigots you oppose. Study law, run for office, use your voice, write your Congress, make a call or choose a march. Malcolm's gone, grab the torch. Speak with truth, deal with facts. Freedom and justice are under attack. If alt-right affiliation of Trump's administration, Confederate infiltration, neo-Nazis showing faces, just fueling the fear and the hatred while expanding their corporations. Do you see now how Mississippi is a microcosm of our nation? Thank you.
Genesis B.